Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the plenary. Good morning. Can I please invite our speakers to come up on stage? And could I invite plenary delegates to take a seat, please, so we can start the proceedings? Can I invite you to take a seat, please, and also welcome our speakers on stage. Thank you.
Okay, I think I will. May I ask? Hello, everybody. Good morning. Hello. May I ask you to take your seats, and may I ask the co-chairs to come to the top table, please, so that we can start proceedings. Otherwise, we're late. We'll be starting in a few seconds. Please take your seats. Good morning. How are you? We're destined. Should I go?
Yeah. Please, could I ask you to sit down, please, so we can begin the session? Okay, I'm going to count to 5 and we're going to begin. Please, can everyone sit down in the next 5 seconds? 5.
Can we actually check the volume on these mics? Could we turn it up a little bit? Because if I
5,
speak, people will hear, but
4,
not everybody who can.
3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, is this yes, much better. Thank you very much. Much better.
Finally, we have your attention. Great. Thank you so much, distinguished guests. Good morning, esteemed colleagues, fellow enthusiasts of Earth intelligence. My name is Joanna Drake. I am, until today, the lead co-chair of the GEO-XCOM, representing the European Union. It is really my great honor and really a privilege to welcome you to this 21st plenary of the Group on Earth Observations initiative. Our last meeting, you may recall, was in Bella Roma as part of the GEO Global Forum that we have sponsored and that was excellently organized by the Italian Space Agency in collaboration with the Italian GEO principal from CNR, Nicola Pirrone, and his colleagues, who you all know, together, of course, with the excellent work of the GEO Secretariat. I think we remember this event, not only because of what was happening also in the background in Rome, but also because for us in GEO, it has been a major milestone, where the plenary approved the new GEO work programme and a GEO strategy implementation plan, which was also presented during the course of the meeting. We've had a last couple of very full and interesting days, very stimulating during the symposium, and we see that the efforts preceding Rome, Rome after Rome, are bearing the first fruits. And we've seen those demonstrated and showcased and talked about, and perhaps being the foundations of further visions here in Geneva. The new GEO strategy is more and more being translated into real-world applications. During one of the sessions, I mentioned examples of co-developed smart flood early warning systems or water reservoir management co-developed with local users in Ghana and Zambia. In last year's Horizon Europe work programme, the European Commission already included a 15 million euro call for delivering Earth intelligence to accelerate the green and digital transitions. 2 new Horizon Europe projects will start soon with easy-to-remember acronyms, and you'll see why in a microsecond. One is called eGenesis, the other one Oasis. Does that sound familiar to any one of you? Maybe British pop music bands come to mind? No, but this is all about Earth Intelligence Solutions for All. But I'm glad that we have catchy acronyms for once in Brussels. Sometimes they're not so catchy. These projects use co-design and generative artificial intelligence for building a decision support tool in areas like management of protected ecosystems, the forecast of seasonal climate risks like droughts or fires, water management and resilience of urban areas, and the energy sector, always on the front of the stage nowadays. Additionally, we published this year another call for proposals with another 12 million euros that puts full emphasis on the use of artificial intelligence for creating Earth intelligence solutions for sustainable competitiveness and policy making. We do expect these projects to collaborate directly with the GEO work programme activities and to help them improve their services and further increase their impact. The European Commission, with its framework programme for research and innovation, has fully embarked on the post-25 journey for delivering Earth intelligence for all. And this adds to the important contributions made by other programmes, namely Copernicus and its services, funded by the EU Space Programme or the Africa-EU Space Partnership Programme, supported by the Global Gateway Strategy, that we will hear later on today from my colleague from DG Inpa Thibault Valentin. After the last GEO plenary in Rome, I assumed the role of lead co-chair from Mr. Gao from China. The past 12 months are intense, but very rewarding experience for my team and also for myself. And I'm really thankful for that. Our priorities for this mandate can be summarized in 3 overarching objectives. First, to work towards a more effective ExCom meetings with regards to providing guidance to the GEO Secretariat and other governance bodies of GEO, as well as increasing engagement and participation in GEO and defining operational plans with KPIs, key performance indicators. Secondly, to improve the GEO governance by updating the rules of procedures and improving the roles and relationships of the different governing bodies, including regional GEOs. Thirdly, to ensure that the implementation of the strategy and the GEO work programme is taking place as agreed. In particular, this means closely following the assessment of operating models. I think it is fair to say that we have widely delivered on these objectives. With the adoption of the amendment to the GEO rules of procedures later today, an important step will be taken to clearer governance of the GEO Trust Fund and better defining the way GEO activities are operating. Just to give one example, last year was very challenging for the GEO Secretariat in terms of funding, and difficult decisions were also needed. The close collaboration between the ExCom and the GEO Secretariat that we have strengthened was indeed crucial to guide the Secretariat through this period. We at the European Union have also increased financial engagement. Our contribution to the GEO Trust Fund allowed to re-establish the post of a regional GEO liaison officer. We are also contributing to the Director's Office of GEOGLAM, which, by the way, celebrates its 15th birthday today. Congratulations indeed to GEOGLAM. Well-deserved round of applause, thank you. GEOGLAM is also a good example of why we invest in GEO. It is a global collaboration based on a mandate of G20, delivering services like the crop monitor that are of crucial importance for governments and international organizations to improve food security. This is exactly the spirit that we appreciate GEO for, and that we would like to keep on strengthening as a showcase to the world. The open sharing of data and knowledge, the global collaboration for sustainable prosperity and security, the use of the latest technologies towards this end, including satellites and artificial intelligence, and a co-design approach with the users. It is great to be with all of you here and discuss how we can move ahead on this ambitious agenda. And we really expect you to be actively and creatively engaged. Before giving the floor to my fellow co-chairs with whom I have had the pleasure to work, thank you so much, co-chairs, for being so collaborative, so responsive, and so much, I would say, cooperative, collaborative, co-creative, everything that the co goes with. And the GEO Secretariat Director, of course, Jana. Let me also take the opportunity to warmly thank Japan and the delegation that we had yesterday evening at the Japanese permanent mission. Our appreciation goes as well to China for their support in providing the communication materials that you have in your bags, and your welcome bags, the photography, and also the gift bags for this week. Last but not least, let me recall that our new lead co-chair, the USA, will invite all of you after the closing ceremony of the plenary today for a reception taking place at the Attic cafeteria, sorry. Still thinking of those KPIs. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you all there. We thank the US also for taking the baton today, later on today, and to, I'm sure, have a very active stewardship of this organization in a spirit of collaboration, co-design, co-creation. And I would say enjoying also watching the impacts on the ground. Without further ado, however, I would also like to now give the floor to the next speaker, Mr. Jianchang Chen. He will be joining us virtually via video message. He's the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Science and Technology in China. And And I welcome you, Mr. Chen.
Distinguished GEO co-chairs and principals, Director of the Secretariat, dear colleagues and friends, good morning, everyone. I'm delighted to join you at the 21st GEO Plenary session via video link. First of all, on behalf of the Ministry of Science and Technology of China, I sincerely thank the EU lead co-chair for your fruitful work and the GEO Secretariat for your suitable preparation and arrangements. I extend warm greeting to all old and new friends and congratulations on the convening of this meeting. The world is undergoing fast changes unseen in a century. Global issues like climate change, food and energy security keep worsening. As a new round of tech and industrial transformation is forging ahead, mankind faces new challenges as well as new opportunities. Now, in the third decade, GEO embraces an unprecedented period. Emerging technologies are reshaping Earth observation and help to build comprehensive, trusted, and accessible Earth intelligence services. We gather here today not only to review the past, but also to blueprint the future. Over the past year, as a founding member and co-chair, China has carried out solid cooperation on the GEO. First, we advanced GEO post-2025 strategy. We supported the work of Executive Committee and Program Board and pushed forward GEO work program. During the Zhongguancun Forum, China Top Sci-Tech Innovation Event, we co-hosted the Earth Intelligence for All Forum with the Secretariat to further explore its meaning and ways of delivery. Second, we deepened regional coordination. We held AO Caucus meeting, which helped members join GEO governance and tap new cooperation potentials based on actual needs. We also hosted the 8th AO GEO workshop, bringing together experts within the region and representatives from the EU GEO and Africa GEO to deepen exchanges and collaborations on Earth's intelligence technology innovation and application. Third, we shared high-quality data and public services. China GEO Data Sharing Platform has shared more than 5 million pieces of data through disaster data response mechanism. We provided satellite images and analysis for 7 major disasters, including the earthquake in Myanmar. We developed Fengyun AI Toolkit, enabling quick response and integrated data use in early warning system. We also upgraded the CropWatch cloud platform, helping 5 countries build tailored system and carry out technical training to support their independent agricultural monitoring. Going forward, we will keep fulfilling our duties as co-chair and boost deeper integration of Earth observation and AI. First, we will work with partners in AO region to deliver the goal of EI for all, following the principle of planning together, building together, and benefiting together, jointly within AO countries. We use AI to empower Earth observation with ideas exchanging, resources pooling, and outcomes applying, which will bring regional impetus to global Earth intelligence services. Second, we advance wider access to Earth intelligence achievements, upholding open, fair, equitable, and non-discriminatory international science-tech cooperation. We cater to the needs of developing countries and keep offering public goods, sharing Chinese solutions for Earth intelligence-based decision-making. Third, we scale up capacity building and talent training. We boost technical cooperation in Earth observation and AI. Through training and academic exchanges, we nurture more professionals for global Earth observation courses. Ladies and gentlemen, as the old Chinese saying goes, united we stand, nothing is impossible. At the new start of GEO's third decade, China is ready to work with all partners. We adhere to innovation, openness, equality, inclusiveness, and mutual benefit. We will turn the vision of EI for all into reality and contribute to addressing global challenges and sustainable development. I wish this plenary session full success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Vice Minister Jiating Chen. Now I would like to pass on to the next co-chair, Dr. Umbulani Mudau. I invite you, Dr. Mudau, to take the podium, if I may. Go to the podium.
Oh, to the podium.
If you can. Yes. Dr. Mudau is the Chief Executive Officer of the South African National Space Agency, SANSA, an alternate GEO principal for South Africa. Floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Chair. Fellow co-chairs, GEO principals and associates, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. South Africa is honored to address the 21st plenary session of the Group on Earth Observations. At the outset, South Africa wishes to express its sincere appreciation to the European Union, Ms. Drake, as the lead co-chair, together with the United States of America and China, as well as the GEO co-chairs and the GEO Executive Committee, for their leadership and the continued commitment in guiding GEO through this important phase of the strategic implementation and institutional transition. We also wish to thank the GEO Secretariat, led by Ms. Yana, for the extensive preparations undertaken for this plenary and for its continued efforts to advance the GEO Post-2025 strategy and the GEO Work Program. South Africa welcomes the strong emphasis on Earth intelligence for all, transformational impact, innovation, partnerships, and strengthened global and regional collaborations. We believe these priorities are increasingly important as the international community continues to face interconnected challenges, including climate change, biodiversity loss, disaster risk reduction, food and water security, as well as environmental degradation and sustainable development. South Africa welcomes the significant progress reflected in the plenary document on geo-governance, as well as on infrastructure, financing, and operational delivery. In particular, South Africa welcomes ongoing efforts to operationalize a more inclusive, interoperable, and user-centric geo-infrastructure, to strengthen integration between space-based and in-situ observation, also to improve accessibility to Earth observation data, knowledge, services through the GeoKnowledge Hub, and related activities. South Africa also welcomes the development of the Geo Institute data strategy recognizing that the critical importance of in observation for evidence-based decision-making, the calibration and validation of Earth observation products, and long-term environmental monitoring. And therefore, South Africa calls that upon approval of this strategy, GEO should prioritize the development of the implementation plan. South Africa further notes with appreciation the efforts to strengthen GEO's governance and financial sustainability, including the proposed revisions to the rules of procedure, the establishment of the GEO Innovation Fund, and the continued work to enhance transparency, accountability, institutional effectiveness, and operational sustainability across GEO structures and processes. In this regard, South Africa supports initiatives to bridge the research to operations, translate Earth observation science into practical, scalable, and user-driven services that deliver measurable societal impact. We believe that sustainable financing mechanisms, stronger partnerships, inclusive participation will be essential to ensuring GEO long-term success and relevance. South Africa also wishes to emphasize the importance of equitable participation and capacity building across all regions, particularly for developing countries. Strengthening technical capabilities, infrastructure, open data access, digital inclusion, and knowledge sharing remains essential to ensuring that all members can contribute to and benefit from GEO initiatives and services. South Africa remains committed to advancing the use of Earth observations and geospatial technologies to support sustainable development, disaster preparedness, climate resilience, environmental stewardship, and evidence-based policy and decision-making across Africa and worldwide. South Africa looks forward to constructive engagements during this plenary and reaffirms its commitment to working collaboratively with all members, participating organizations, associates, and the Secretariat to advance the objectives of GEO. We remain confident that through our collective efforts, GEO will continue to evolve into a responsive, inclusive, innovative, and impactful global partnerships that deliver meaningful societal benefits for all. South Africa thanks the European Union for the sterling work carried out over the past year in its role as a lead co-chair. We also welcome the United States of America as the incoming lead co-chair and reaffirm our commitment to supporting its leadership in the year ahead. Lastly, as a proud African, and in my capacity as the head of the South African delegation and a member of AfriGEO, I wish to invite all GEO members and partners to the AfriGEO Symposium, which will be held in Abuja, Nigeria, from the 5th to the 9th of October, 2026. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mbulani. I have the pleasure now to invite Taylor Jordan to the podium. He's the co-chair from the US. He's the Assistant Secretary of Commerce for Environmental Observation and Prediction from NOAA. Welcome to the GEO community, Mr. Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you and good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you all today. First, on behalf of the United States, I want to extend our appreciation to the GEO Secretariat and the European Commission for facilitating and organizing this 21st plenary meeting. We are deeply grateful to those who worked tirelessly over the past few months to prepare for the discussions today. At the outset, I want to reaffirm our commitment to this forum. The United States recognizes the critical value of Earth observations in supporting economic growth, public safety, disaster preparedness, resource management, and national resilience. Accurate and timely data helps nations make better decisions, strengthen infrastructure, support farmers and industry, improve weather forecasting, and respond more effectively to natural disasters. The United States believes international cooperation works best when it delivers a forum that has works best. The United States believes international cooperation works best when it delivers practical results, respects national priorities, and creates clear value for citizens. This forum has an important role to play in advancing voluntary collaboration, promoting innovation, and encouraging the responsible sharing of scientific and technical expertise. As we move forward, we encourage a strong focus on efficiency, transparency, measurable outcomes, and partnerships that produce real-world benefits. We also support expanding opportunities for innovation and private sector engagement, which are essential drivers to technology innovation and progress. The GEO Impact Assessment Toolkit, developed by GeoValue, is an excellent example of GEO's goals to demonstrate the socioeconomic impact of Earth observations. The toolkit will help show how investments in GEO translate into solutions and real-world benefits for our members and stakeholders. We look forward to seeing this tool advancing the work of GEO. I look forward to working with all of you, GEO members and partners, to strengthen cooperation where our interests align and to ensure Earth observations remain practical, effective, and beneficial to people around the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jordan. I'll now give the floor to Yana Gevorgian, Director of the GEO Secretariat. Sorry, Yana, I always get stuck somehow in the middle of your name. I'm sorry about that. But Yana, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. So nice to see all of you. Some of you for the first time in GEO. Welcome. So we're continuing the conversation. We concluded 2 days of symposium, and I hear really good feedback from all of you, which is great. And now we moved into the plenary, where we have our official delegations, decision makers present. I'd like to continue the conversation with something that Japan's principal Takashi Kyura-san said last night. It was a very delicate metaphor comparing GEO to paper. It's truly beautiful because indeed, GEO, compared to other organizations, does not have a flashy brand. It's not a brand that everybody in every room you walk into recognizes, but its mission delivers that foundational core, that structural core on which decisions can be made with resolve and confidence because they are underpinned by science, by real-world expertise, by trusted and tested research that we are moving into operational use. We've been doing this for many, many, many years. And indeed, GeoGlam is 15 years this year. GeoGlows is 10 years old today. So we have these demonstrators of enduring success. We just need to do more of these and faster because that's what the world demands from us. Do these faster. This year's plenary and next year's work that will reach you the following year begins to operationalize the new GEO strategy that we adopted 2 years ago and begin to realize the GEO work program that we endorsed last year. The GEO strategy is on point. I am saying this really having read and seen a lot of organizational strategies. Our strategies is truly on point. Our work program is filled with potential. Some that is really quite matured already along the way. Some are just new proposals that really hold so much potential for impactful results. You now get to consider proposals that will help operationalize and advance this potential. And as you consider these proposals, rules of procedure and other bits of systems and processes, I, as the director of the Secretariat. And in the Secretariat, we have this really good vantage point. We see the landscape of international organizations. We see on the landscape all the international multilateral efforts. And I'm asking you three things. Please be vigilant. Safeguard GEO's agility. As you consider processes, safeguard GEO's nimbleness. Our founding fathers created GEO to be agile and nimble with a purpose. Because in today's world, it's our agility and nimbleness and adaptability is what's going to allow us to move the needle faster than other organizations with heavy processes. Keep your eye on the ball, and the ball is the strategy, to make sure that rules and processes and systems, they're important, but they deliver on those strategic outcomes and not hinder them. Be steadfast in pursuing those strategic outcomes. The work program has made space for accelerators. These are these work program activities that need a boost, that need investment to get them to that desired end state faster. You will be hearing a proposal for innovation fund. Support it, not with your political decision only, but also with funds, with that risk capital that will give them the necessary means to accelerate their development. During the course of the symposium, we discussed one of our recent efforts of polling our community on your needs for very high resolution data. We've been speaking about this for a long time. Now, in the Cape Town ministerial declaration, in the strategy, we've set it forward as a strategic outcome to help get access to very high resolution data. And yesterday, we started a conversation that really seems to have a real momentum there. It won't go much forward if you don't support it. Be insatiable. Be insatiable, wanting success for GEO. We have proven we can do meaningful things for countries around the world. Want more of this for GEO. And that means leverage your networks, leverage your relationships. Commit to being inclusive in the way we wrote the words in the document. We talked about co-design on the first day of the symposium. We talked about having the right partners at the table. It means having the right partners in every room, not just where technical conversations are happening, but also where decisions are happening. Do it as you mean it. Have the private sector partners feel like they are truly part of the conversations. Have the youth feel like they are truly part of the decision making. Truly want this for GEO because that is what will make us stand out on the landscape of many, many international multilateral organizations who are now trying to redefine themselves, reinvent themselves to attract more support, more collaboration, and more investment. We have got what it takes. We just need the resolve, the vigilance to remain agile, the steadfast commitment to delivering the strategic outcomes, and that insatiable want to be the ones who, out of 1,000 reasons why something hard can't be done, will find the 1-2 reason to do the hard thing. Just do it. I'm going to quote Yoda. I'm going there. I'm quoting Yoda. There is no trying. Don't try, do, just do. And you can't not do because you committed to those as strategic outcomes. So next time you're standing in front of ministers, you can't say, well, we couldn't, so we didn't. So you have to do. And if we do these things, GEO will come out as a winner. And a win for GEO is a win for people, for economies, for planet. And I will end on just a note to individuals, the people who make things happen, the individuals behind the work, the scientific, the technical, the policy work. It's so easy every day to be distracted by noise and all kinds of distractions, but you stay focused. Tune out the noise, opinions, speculations, tune it out if you believe in what you're doing, in the purpose and the value of what you're doing. To all of you, I say, you walk in power.
Thank you very much, Yana. We have now reached the end of the opening session. So I think we can now safely move on to the next session, which is the approval of the agenda, of the plenary agenda. So we have two thematic sessions. First, on transformational impact in action, program results, driving Earth intelligence investment, and another one on from participation to partnership, advancing member engagement across regions. And then we have a business session, which is restricted and open only to official delegates, including members and participating organizations, of course. And then I'd like to have just one little note about the interventions, if there are any, because I will ask if there are, if the agenda will be approved, first of all, by the plenary, and if there are any requests for amendments. So my housekeeping note is that official delegates wishing to take the floor should place their delegation nameplates just in front of you vertically so that we can see them from here. And of course, interventions will be invited then by in the order which the nameplates are raised, and members will be invited to intervene first, followed by participating organizations. And one other note would be to have the interventions as short and succinct and to the point as possible. Okay, so my question to you is, do you approve the agenda? Are there any requests for amendments? Yes, there is a request for the floor. I can't read from here. Steves, please.
Thank you very much. Good morning, co-chairs, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted a clarification on the rules of procedure, because we did submit rules of procedure for the ExCom. I wonder where can we then provide inputs on that one, notwithstanding to the approval of the agenda. So I just want a clarification on that, would be really helpful. Thanks.
I'm being very aptly reminded by Stephen that we do have a session on rules of procedure under point 4.3 of the program. You might wish to have a look to confirm. Okay. Any other requests for the floor? I don't see any, so I take that as an approval of the agenda. Thank you very much. So the agenda is approved. And now we can also move on to the draft report of the GEO-20 Plenary. The document is GEO-21 1.7. It's a draft report of the GEO-20 Plenary. I want to ask you if you want to comment on the report. We need to approve it, obviously, formally, but of course, I open the floor for any requests for modifications or clarifications or other questions that you might have. I don't see any requests for the floor. So I take that as an approval of the report of the GEO-20 Plenary. And the next item is about the presentation of new members, participating organizations and associates. And for that, I pass the floor to Stephen. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm pleased to present information document GEO-21 Info 1.8 regarding new GEO members, participating organizations and associates since the GEO-20 plenary in May 2025. Firstly, I'm pleased to announce that the Togolese Republic joined GEO as a member on the 17th of December 2025. This brings GEO's membership to 117 members, including 116 countries and the European Union. Secondly, the GEO Executive Committee has approved several new participating organizations over the past year. These are as follows: ACROS, the Pacific GIS and Remote Sensing Council, the Svalbard Integrated Arctic Earth Observation System, CEOS, the Aerosol Clouds and Trace Gases Research Infrastructure, known as ACTRIS, the World Overview of Conservation Approaches and Technologies, or WOCAT, and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. These additions bring the total number of GEO participating organizations to 163. Thirdly, the Executive Committee has also approved several new GEO associates: High Tide Intelligence, Open Oceans Global, and Geospatial Information Technologies, also known as KICLO. These additions bring the total number of GEO associates to 27. These new members, participating organizations, and associates strengthen the diversity and expertise of the GEO community and reinforce our shared commitment to advancing Earth observations for informed decision-making and sustainable development. I invite the plenary to show a round of applause to welcome them. I would additionally now like to invite the following representatives of Togo to address the plenary. These are Colonel Yoma Baka, the Director General of the National Civil Protection Agency of the Ministry of Security and Civil Protection of Togo, and Manuel Ntumba, the Executive Vice President of TODER Global Network, Togo. We invite you to the stage.
Yes. Madame la présidente des séances, mesdames et messieurs les co-chairs, madame la directrice du secrétariat du GEO, excellences, mesdames et messieurs les représentants des États membres, des organisations participantes et des partenaires, distingués délégués, mesdames et messieurs, c'est un grand honneur que je prends la parole au nom du gouvernement de la République togolaise, au nom du ministre, son Excellence Kalis Majulba, ministre de la Sécurité, président de la plateforme de réduction des risques de catastrophe et ministre responsable du GEO pour le Togo, à l'occasion de cette 21e session plénière du groupe sur l'observation de la Terre GEO. Permettez-moi, avant toute chose, de rendre un hommage respectueux à son Excellence, M. Faure Eswazimana Gnassingbé, président du Conseil, pour son leadership constant en faveur de la sécurité humaine, de la résilience climatique, de la réduction des risques de catastrophes et du développement durable de notre pays. L'adhésion du Togo au GEO en décembre 2025 marque une étape importante dans notre volonté de mieux utiliser les données d'observation de la Terre, les technologies géospatiales et l'intelligence territoriale pour renforcer l'action publique, protéger les populations et anticiper les risques. Le Togo a déjà engagé plusieurs dynamiques importantes, notamment l'accueil à Lomé en octobre 2023 du groupe de travail africain sur la réduction des risques de catastrophes avec l'Union européenne et l'UNDRR, ainsi que le renforcement progressif du Centre national des opérations d'urgence et les mécanismes nationaux d'alerte. En rejoignant GEO, le Togo souhaite contribuer activement à une communauté fondée sur le partage des données, la coopération scientifique et l'innovation au service des populations. Je voudrais à présent donner la parole à M. Emmanuel Ntumba, représentant suppléant de GEO pour le Togo, qui présentera les priorités techniques du pays et les perspectives de coopération que nous souhaitons développer au sein de la communauté GEO. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Colonel Yomabaka. Madam Chair, distinguished GEO co-chairs, Madam Director of GEO Secretariat, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, representatives of member states, participating organizations and associates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to briefly summarize the message delivered by Colonel Yomabaka in French on behalf of the government of Togo and under the authority of His Excellency Ambassador Colonel Kalis Majulba, Minister of Security, Chair of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Platform, and responsible Minister for GEO in Togo. Allow me to also, with deep respect, to join the tribute paid to His Excellency Faure Eswazimana Gnassingbé, President of the Council, whose leadership has placed resilience, anticipation, security, and sustainable development at the center of Togo national priorities. Under his leadership, Togo has made disaster risk reduction, civil protection, early warning, earth intelligence, and climate resilience national priorities. Togo's ascension to GEO in December 2025 is therefore not just symbolic. It's also a strategic decision to use Earth intelligence, satellite data, geospatial technologies, and EO data systems to protect populations, anticipate shocks, and strengthen public decision-making. Togo enters GEO with an existing and credible implementation portfolio. This includes the CRUISE initiative with WMO and the World Bank Group, strengthening meteorological, hydrological, and civil protection services. UNGRR and UNDP supported projects on community resilience, disaster risk governance, and recovery capacities. UNHCR supported emergency response for refugees, internally displaced persons, host communities, and institutions in the southern northern region of Togo. ECOWAS support for post-flood recovery, food nutrition crisis response, and sustainable livelihood. The US Africa Command, AFRICOM, of the Department of Defense, and the US government support to the National Emergency Operations Center and related emergency coordination infrastructure. Continuous engagement with UNGRR, CIMA Foundation of Italy, UNDP, GIZ of Germany on multi-hazard early warning systems, connected to the National Emergency Operations Center. Cooperation with the International Civil Defense Organization, OIPC, WFP, UNICEF, UNFPA, OCHA on civil protection, simulation exercises, humanitarian assistance, and operational preparedness. In 2025, Togo received a funding from the Green Climate Fund, GCF, in collaboration with the West African Development Bank, BOAD, and UNDP for climate information services, impact-based multi-hazard early warning systems, anticipatory action, and climate-informed investment decisions. And Togo currently also has a proposal, an ongoing proposal, in collaboration with the West African Development Bank, BOAD, submitted to the recently launched Fund for Responding to Loss and Damage, FRLD, hosted by the World Bank Group in Washington, D.C. Togo also hosted, as Colonel Dioma Baka mentioned, the African Working Group on Disaster Risk Reduction in Lomé in October 2023, organized by the African Union Commission, UNDRR, and OACPS European Union through a funding from the OCPS European Union under the patronage of His Excellency Ambassador Colonel Kalisma Julba. Our message to GEO partners is precise. Togo is a delivery-oriented country. It delivers, we deliver, because there is leadership, institutional coordination, and serious national technical base. The Togo GEO delegation brings high-level national experts from multiple ministries under the leadership of Colonel Dioma Baka, GEO principal representative, and international technical expertise through my role as GEO alternate representative, drawing from my experience as Executive Vice President of the Global Public-Private Partnership TODES Global Network, but also from my experience working within the African Union, the United Nations system, and leading the monitoring and evaluation of multilateral programs and projects funded by the Global Environmental Facility hosted by the World Bank Group. We invite partners to work with Togo on practical pilot projects in Africa, particularly on satellite data access and operational Earth observation services, multi-hazard early warning tools, flood, drought, coastal risk monitoring, IT equipment, data infrastructure and emergency operation systems, decision support dashboards, AI-enabled risk analytics and interoperability with GEO, AfriGEO, GEO Africa initiatives, and GEO-SS Africa Data Cube. Finally, Togo expresses its strong interest in hosting an AfriGEO symposium in a very near future, and hopefully in coming years to host you all for the GEO Symposium in Togo. We look forward to welcoming all of you to the beautiful city of Lomé in Togo. Togo joins GEO with humility, but also with readiness. We are ready to learn, we are ready to cooperate, we are ready to implement, but most importantly, we are ready to deliver. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colonel Dioma Baka and Director General Manuel Ntuba, Executive Vice President, for presenting what Togo can offer and contribute to the GEO community. And I look forward also to your very active engagement in the GEO work program. I think, first of all, I need also to congratulate on behalf of all the co-chairs and new members, all the new members. And of course, I encourage you as well to engage in the GEO work program. So, Stephen, I don't think there are any other interventions as far as I know for this session.
That's correct, just an admin announcement.
Okay, so I pass the floor to you also for the admin announcement.
Thank you, Chair. So just in terms of an admin announcement, today the lunch break will be taking place downstairs. There will be the sandwich lunch. We have lunch earlier today, so the cafeteria on the top floor is not available. So that's for your information. I think there's already been reference, but I'll do it one more time, that you're all very warmly invited to the United States reception. Starting at the close of plenary proceedings today. That will take place in the attic cafeteria. And then finally, of course, the opening ceremony would not be complete without us taking a group photo. So we invite the photographers on stage now. I invite the speakers on stage to stand just here in front so that everyone is photographed, and we will undertake the group photo. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.